The conference was a runaway success, with businesses pledging a massive 85.5 billion investment. These investments are in the residential property, automotive, shopping malls, logistics and warehousing, transport, and in agribusiness, among others. The province is in the process of unlocking further investments amounting to over 65 billion rands to be funded in partnership with local banks and private funders. I know that recently we have seen the Statistics SA General on the Labour Survey report, which shown that there is a decline in the employment rate in our province. And the investment we are reporting is meant to also address that. The actual event on the conference of the investment conference included sector-specific discussions highlighting opportunities in critical areas such as the development of the Richards Bay, the Dubai Trade Airport, and Durban Aero Metropolis. The success of this groundbreaking trade and investment conference underlines the fact that KwaZulu-Natal is investment friendly, with a leadership that is receptive to collaboration, both working together to unlock the province's huge potential. We wish to assure current and future investors that the province of KwaZulu-Natal will continue to put its best effort forward to attract more investors into the province. Through the trade investment KwaZulu-Natal under the Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, the province is a one-stop shop service located at the TIKZN, provides permits, facilitates licenses for businesses, and advise to investors, and facilitate also the investment. The one-stop shop is a game changer, helping the ease of doing business in KwaZulu-Natal. The latest unemployment statistics, which I've spoken about from the State SA, indicate that KwaZulu-Natal stands at 33%. The province will continue to focus on cutting the red tapes in development applications. For an example, on the zoning or rezoning, the EIAs and others. We will also ensure and their areas are available for development while increasing contact points for support to business in the district. I'm happy to, on a different matter, to announce that I officially signed a service delivery performance agreement with all MECs of the province. The main purpose of this agreement is to outline the key strategic outcome and deliverables which each member of the Provincial Executive Council will take responsibility for and ensure their implementation. The service delivery agreements consolidate commitments derived from planning, monitoring and evaluation frameworks of the strategic documents and government monitoring processes. All MECs will be expected to provide the Premier with half-yearly progress reports on matters outlined in the service delivery agreement. This is to ensure that effective service delivery takes place in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. On a different matter, I'm also pleased to announce that the Provincial Executive Council, or rather the Cabinet of KwaZulu-Natal, has approved the permanent status of all the executive members of Amakhosi in the House of the Provincial, Traditional and Khoisan San leaders. This decision comes after careful consideration of the expanding roles and responsibilities that traditional leaders are undertaking in our province. Recognizing the significant contribution that traditional leaders make in rural governance, land reform, community development, and mediation, it has become clear that a full-time commitment from ESCO members is essential to ensure the effective delivery of services and active participation in government affairs. This move not only acknowledges the growing demand on traditional leadership, but also strengthens the role of these leaders in our government structures. By making the ESCO members full-time, we are ensuring that they have the resources and time needed to engage meaningfully with government, drive development initiatives, and mediate community disputes. This shift reflects our commitment to empowering traditional leaders and integrating them more fully into the broader governance framework. It is a step forward in modernizing the governance of our province, recognizing the vital role that traditional leadership plays in shaping the future of KwaZulu-Natal's communities. Well, on a different matter again, the Provincial Executive Council received also a report on the KwaZulu-Natal Human Resource Development Council, a planning session which will commence from today for 2 days here in Durban, bringing together government, business, and labor. The Human Resource Development Council plays a pivotal role in shaping the province's human resource capacity landscape. They are tasked to drive increased skills development in early childhood development, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, which is called STEM, continuing and worker education, and building the capacity of the state. The Human Resource Development Council workshop, which has started already as we speak today and will extend until tomorrow, will facilitate strategic conversation on mandates and public value, providing leadership and direction to the Council's vision over the next 5 years, and to even analyze the qualifications which are produced by the tertiary institutions, which at times result to actually qualified or unemployed graduates. On a different matter, pertaining the impact of budget cuts, as the KwaZulu-Natal province was severely feeling the impact of budget cuts on the delivery of services, especially in the Department of Education, Social Development, and Health. On the Department of Education, the budget cut against compensation of employees for the cost of living wage freeze, as well as the budget cuts to reduce the head count in government, continue to pose a challenge for the Department of Education over the 2024-2025 MTF. The budget cuts amounting to 5.7 billion and 6 billion and 6.3 billion respectively over the 2024-2025 MTF. This translates into a decrease of some 9.2%. These cuts have resulted in critical underfunding of budget allocations. This is affecting the Department of Education primary function, which is the provision of quality education and learning in schools. Also affected the development of educators to ensure they are equipped to provide the best quality teaching. Due to these severe budget constraints, The current post establishment, which has been in existence since 2008, has remained unchanged, despite changes in curriculum and learner numbers. The budget reduction also impedes actually the department's ability to ensure payment for all transactions on the system and to honor the payment to service providers timelessly. This situation is such that at the start of the financial year, the department had almost 1.3 billion in payment, which were not released from the prior year due to insufficient cash. There was a further 989.1 million in accruals and payables. So that are the challenges which we reported to the President of the Republic, which are receiving attention, and we believe that in the near future we are going to see some improvement. As you have seen, even the teacher unions, in fact, petitioning during the imbizo at Umkababa, raising the issues. Also, the Department of Health and the Department of Social Development, they are also affected quite severely by what has happened. But we are confident that as the government of KwaZulu-Natal, we will be able to attend and address these issues, but there are issues of importance. Hence, we felt we must appraise the people of KwaZulu-Natal about these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Premier. And I believe that the members of the media have found news and leads for the rest of the day today from this packed media statement by the Honorable Premier. Let me then take hands for questions to the Honorable Premier on the contents of the statement. Let us see by the show of hands, please. Jade, you noted. Mabaso, you two. Fanele, you three. Okay, for now I have those. Yes, Jade, kindly introduce yourself, then you pose your question. Thank you.
Jade from the SAPC. Premier, thank you very much for that briefing. Mine is just to ask, with the meeting that you proposed tomorrow with the municipalities, looking at those bylaws with regards to the ongoing crisis that we are experiencing as a country with the spaza shops, can you give us more information about what that entails? What will these municipalities be doing to ensure the safety of the children in the respective communities? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Number two.
Premier, you mentioned that in your meeting with the President and his cabinet, there were some things that needed intervention from above. Are you willing to divulge to members of the media as to what those are? And with the food poisoning case, there has been over 50 learners in parts of the province that have been hospitalized due to the alleged food poisoning. Premier, has your provincial government been able thus far to approach food vendors at schools or to put some or tighten some regulations in schools in a bid to ensure that the learners have safe food to eat, if I may? But also with the targeting of spaza shops, we've seen law enforcement agencies under your department, since it's now under your wing, the community safety. We've seen them really doing what community members have praised when it comes to the targeting of stores. I've been part of a few operations where they targeted stores with counterfeit goods. They have recovered goods that are counterfeit, that are worth over 36 million rand. Do we know where these are coming from, Premier? And the reason I'm asking is this, because after those raids, it takes them 3 days to reopen their stores and to have more stock. Do we at least know where these come from? And lastly, what does the Premier make out of the video showing a police officer attacking a civilian that seems not to be a threat to the police officers? We know that the Provincial Commission has called for an intervention in this regard, but what are you saying in your capacity as community safety? Thank you.
Thank you, Nhlanhla Mabaso. Fanele.
Fanele Mhlongo from SABC News. I'm actually covered by my colleagues because my question was also around the food poisoning issue. But what I want to ask from the Premier, some community members claim that they feel like they have been neglected by government because they see these incidents are happening in different areas, and when they go to the police to try and open the case or report that there are some substances that have been found in food that was bought from these bazaar shops, police tell them that there is no case that they are able to open. With an example that there is an incident that happened in Wamashu. The mother was claiming that she has found some capsules inside the snakes that were bought from a spaza shop, but when they went to the police said that there's no case that they can open. What they can do so far, they can just take those capsules and investigate what exactly was there, and then anger the community to an extent that they were even considering taking law into their hands. How can you bring confidence to the community that government is in fact doing something to deal with this?
Thank you so much for that first round. Thank you, Honorable Premier. Can I hand over to you, please?
No, thank you, Jade. Well, the role of the municipalities on the issue of the spaza shops, the district municipalities, they have what we call the environmental health practitioners that are tasked with the responsibility of visiting shops to check the illicit goods, expired goods, so that what is sold to the people actually is compliant with the laws of the country. The discussions, in fact, will seek to enhance the operations, which is a multi-sector approach wherein both the police and the other departments such as Home Affairs, DSD, Agriculture, we cooperate, in fact, in doing or conducting the operations. That is the first expectation we'll be having for the plan to be developed by each and every district municipality in their area, so that the whole of KwaZulu-Natal will experience a movement of the leaders seeking to actually address this issue of first the undocumented foreign nationals who are operating illegally the spaza shops in our province, and also the issue of the illicit goods, and also the expired food or products. Well, on a meeting that we had with the President of the Republic, one of the things that we discussed is the issue of the limitations in terms of the finances in the province due to the budget cuts and what is happening in the Department of Education, Health and DSD. You know that we have many unemployed graduates in the province of KwaZulu-Natal who are always to us complaining as to why they are not actually afforded opportunity of employment. Then we had to address that due to the budget cuts and the previous salary negotiations that were concluded after the budget was concluded, and a 0.02% increase was experienced unbudgeted for, which posed the constraints or the limitations in the financials of our province. Hence, then we had to engage the President of the Republic with his cabinet to intervene. We have been engaging the Minister of Finance, National Minister, and we felt we needed some kind of urgency, in fact, in bringing forth the issues and also receiving some kind of intervention. And we are hopeful that the Cabinet, the National Minister of Finance and the President are taking care of the issues that we spoke about. In general, we also spoke about the development in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, reporting on the progress and even the challenges. You know the issues of the construction mafia. You know, the issue of the extortionist that you were experiencing, even the issues of crime. But at the same time, we're not only lamenting the problems or about the problems, we're also actually indicating as to what we are doing as the province of KwaZulu-Natal to try and mitigate such factors. Regarding the food vendors in schools, well, at the tomorrow meeting, we'll also discuss the way forward as to what do we need to do. Because for the province of KwaZulu-Natal, you'll know that since in the main we are deep rural, you find that people who are selling there are very poor mothers and our brothers. It's important that then we take an approach that will not seek to destroy the little opportunity they have to bring food on the table to their families, but at the same time to assist them to source their products in the right places, and even to support where is necessary financially, so that their business, in fact, is operating in a manner that will not, in fact, open itself to chances of what is happening, what we are seeing regarding the issue of substances that are detrimental to the children. We really condemn what we saw in the video clip, the police attacking a civilian. The Department of Community Safety and Liaison, they have a responsibility. They will be following up on what is happening to that police, because really, as much as we commend the work that is being done by the police, but one police, when is not doing what is right, in fact, is making all the work that is good done by the police to look quite ugly. Well, finally, the issue of KwaMashu we are not aware of. We'll do a follow-up so as to understand exactly what actually happened. When we get details, even ourselves will see if we can't find a way of even visiting those spaza shops in the area of KwaMashu. If we, as soon as we get details, we are going to follow up on the issue, and then we'll even attempt to visit the area, but we'll follow up on the case itself so as to understand what happened, because when a person comes to report a case, the police have a responsibility to even check if they are not sure what case they can open, to check with other institutions under security cluster, so as to get advice as to what case they ought to open. Unless if the case is open but subject to investigation, then it's a different story.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. Final bites, do we have more hands? Yes, Ntuli, you won. More hands? More hands?